getting back and getting some time to rest and then to practices? How beneficial do you think it's been for the group?
Real important. I think we've taken advantage of it. We're able to work on a bunch of things, get in the gym several times, and do the right things to rest away from the rink. So.
Do you think Coach called it a refresher? Do you think you needed it with all the games you played, all the travel? Like, do you think this was good for the team to sort of evaluate where you're at and make adjustments or whatever you guys were doing?
I think we played the most games at anyone, right, through however long that stretch was, so we didn't have a lot of practice time. New coaches, a lot of new players, a lot of young players, so anytime you get a chance to get on the ice and work on some things is important.
Coach also said that he didn't feel like the adjustments that he wanted to make were like lineup changes necessarily. He feels like it's more about execution and getting you guys to buy into the things that he wants to buy into. What are your thoughts on where you guys are at and what you need to do better?
Yeah, I think it was more emphasis on a few things that we weren't doing particularly well. So, like I said, opportunity to go over some video and go over a few things and focus on the things that we want to do better. Whether that be in our own B zone, through the neutral zone, on special teams. So it's a good opportunity here, and I'd like to think we took advantage of it, but we'll see tomorrow.
What's your pulse on the locker room and I guess evaluating how they're attacking, needing to make those adjustments? What do you feel like the attitude in the room is toward it?
The attitude in the room towards
making the necessary adjustments, like you said.
I think adjustments is probably the wrong word. It's not an X's and O's thing. It's emphasizing specific things that we want to focus on within our structure, and we want to do our jobs better away from the puck. Again, we've got a lot of new players, a lot of young players. I think one thing that kind of gets lost in the shuffle is that last year with COVID, we played the same teams over and over. It's a very different game depending on who you're playing, and teams do very different things. So we saw some very different things, very different looks, especially when we went out west. And for a reason at times, because of that, we got away from some of the things that we wanted to do. Guys come here from different teams where they're doing different things. So it's just about everyone getting on the same page and doing the job to the best of their ability.
Is it just a matter of settling into playing more teams now and getting used to things you're seeing from them? I mean, it's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of settling into doing what we need to do every night, regardless of what the other team's doing. I mean, yeah, some teams do some different things, but it's not wildly different. The end goal and the end result is the same in terms of them trying to pressure in a certain way to turn over pucks. And I mean, we still have to consistently be better at getting a little bit of legal interference with their forechecks, regardless if they're throwing the kitchen sink at us or if they're backing off and having a more passive F3. So I think it's just for us, it's being able to trust in exactly what we're doing, exactly what our line mates are doing, regardless of what the other team's doing, and regardless of what the score is and the context of the game is.
Does there come a point for you when continuity is important as far as the line combinations go? Coach said he would really like to start keeping something. He's changed it more than he would like already. Does there come a point for you where you guys feel like you'll benefit from not having changes?
I mean, professional hockey players, so you got to do what you do well, regardless of what your position is or who you're playing with. We've got 12 incredible forwards, and more than 12, obviously. We don't have 12 guys in the lineup, and more than 6 incredible fantastic goaltenders. So the important thing is communicating and getting on the same page, and like I said, doing your job to the best of your ability, because when everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, it makes everyone else's job easier.
First chance for you guys to play with Sammy. Just impressions of him, what it's like being out there with him?
Impressions of him as a guy, he's got a terrific attitude. We've seen him, he's always got a smile on his face and loves being at the rink, and that's pretty infectious. On the ice, we call him Bull for a reason. He's very physical, he's very good at getting on the forecheck and engaging in those one-on-one battles and getting into those board battles. For a guy that plays with a chip like he does, he's got tremendous skill with the puck and tremendous poise. So just one of several guys on our team who are a real joy to play with and really easy to play with.
Could you give us an inside look into what Jacob Trouba is like in the locker room, just his leadership style, or any specific examples that you could give that he sets himself apart as a leader in the room?
I think he's a calming presence, very genuine, doesn't try to be something he's not. He's very consistent in terms of his approach and the way he shows up, the way he treats people. soft-spoken, but when something needs to be said, he's he's very good at taking advantage of those situations. I think he carries himself like he comes across like he's a lot older than he actually is. When sometimes I forget that he's a few years younger than I am, because he's very mature and very wise, and yeah, he's a tremendous asset to our team, and obviously a terrific player. Very consistent in his approach as a player as well. So yeah, we really luck it out.
Any thoughts on what you told the young guys about going to Columbus after you've seen them for one time? What do you expect to see now in Columbus from this team?
I mean, I know we didn't play them too long ago, but it feels like forever ago, right? So, every team in this league has got skill, has got depth, has got the ability to beat you on any given night, and has a series of things that they do incredibly well. And Columbus is no different. And, it's not an easy place to play, and they come out incredibly hard, and they're a hard-working team, and they've got that high-end skill, and they've got that ability to hurt you, and they're an aggressive group. So yeah, it'll be really important to have a very good start. At the same time, touch on some of the things that I've already said. We need to continue to build on our game and do things that we do well over the course of 60 minutes.